I'm the highest in my town. I'm holding rap down. Yeah, the regular guy, okay. Came out the cut, I've been smoking out loud. I got anything I want. It ain't much I think I need.
Hey, welcome to the Quentin Dwayne Show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And with no further ado, let's get to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I want to show you how I go about mixing my beats. Right here, I have a beat that I'm working on that hasn't been mixed yet. And the name of the song is called Save Them, 22-140. And just to give you a little listen to what it sounds like so far. Got a little bit of chords in there. Then I let the drums hit. Alright, and this is going to be a mixing tutorial. So first and foremost, I like to start with the bass. I'm going to solo my bass. Bring this screen down. Go to my rack. And right now, that's horrible. You probably could barely hear it, like depending on what you're listening to this tutorial on. But how I fix that, I always start out with this thing right here, a VU meter, and reason is called a volume unit meter. And I don't want you to get caught up on what program I'm using, because sometimes you're going to see me in Reason, sometimes you're going to see me in FL Studio, sometimes you're going to see me in Pro Tools. It's all the same concepts. But once I get my VU meter, I make sure that it's not going over 0, and I begin the gain stage. A way to gain stage in Reason, I don't necessarily use the mixer too much, but I guess I'll show you anyway. You can use the mixer. Up here you have knobs that says gain, self-explanatory, and get that off the screen. And if you take a look at my bass, as I move this knob, watch what happens. Once you go over 0, you are clipping, which sometimes isn't a bad thing, because sometimes you want that harmonic distortion, especially for 808s. But what I try to do, I try to get it below 0, and once I know it's good and it's below 0, I'll go ahead and start putting my effects on. So in Reason, you will right click, you go down to effects, and then you just proceed to do how you want to do. So I'm a U audio fan, so I'll go down to like universal audio, which is like my effects. That's my audio interface. And the first thing I like to start out, a little bit of sauce for you, is UAD Lil Labs VOG, Voice of God. Now when I hit that, I don't know if you can hear that yet, but I definitely hear it. A lot of times I won't even do anything to it. Like, I'll just slap this on here right quick. You know what I mean? And you just do it to taste. This is your frequency. This is your amplitude. Amplitude is your volume. Frequency is just where it's at on the EQ. But like I said, like a lot of times I won't even mess with it. I just like the way this thing sounds by itself. Like if I bypass it, you hear that, right? Now, when I unbypass it, if you got some headphones on, I know you hear that. It put like some weight to it, you know what I mean? I like that. And one thing I tried to do is not let my plugins clip. Like you see, I'm going into the red. But like I said, for like bass, it's a little different. Like you could actually let your bass clip, for the simple fact it's adding distortion to it. and some of that you kind of want, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we gonna let this one do it, because it is a bass line. But just be mindful of that. If anything, I could just come up here and take some more of the gain out for how much was going into it originally. See how that works? Because see, when I'm into the gain, first it's hitting the gain, and then it's going into the VU meter. If you get it right, you know what I mean? Like before you start, you won't have to come back and do this like I'm doing it right now. But notice my plugin is not clipping anymore. I'm well below 0. And then I keep on going, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna add another plugin to it. We'll see where we at. Let's see. I go to effects. Back to you audio. Then one thing I like to do is put this like 1176 on there, but you could do it how you want to do it. This is just how I go about things. So let's see. We'll rock with this one. Try not to let your plugins clip. And a little bit of sauce for you. Well, let me see. Well, I normally go about 12 ratio. But if you want to like really get it crazy, if you hold the shift knob, like the shift key, and you click on all these, now it's on infinite unlimited ratio, meaning it's just gonna get it. And one thing I like to do, I like to bring my attack. Matter of fact, it's backwards on the 1176. The attack, like for fast attack, you go all the way up to the 7. And for a fast release, you go all the way to the 7. And I haven't even messed with the input, but you can hear that it's already distortion. I'm gonna crank it so you can really hear it. Now I know that 808 is coming through. It's coming through a lot. See what I'm saying? And you just do that to taste. However much you want. This is what's gonna make the speakers rattle. Then what I'll do, I will add another VU meter, or like the volume meter. I'm gonna keep this open though. I come back here, effects. Matter of fact, I don't know who makes the volume meter, so what I do, go to my utilities and just type in volume, enter, and there you go, volume unit. Just put it right underneath, and you can see if you clipping or not. You know what I'm saying? So I know I could get some more output gain on this, so I'm gonna just crank the output a little bit. I'm still under 0. And like I said, it don't matter if you go over the 0. This is just to give you headroom when you mixing, you know what I'm saying? But definitely try not to get this little red light on. You know what I mean? But everything you doing, you gonna do it to taste. Alright, so I'm actually like pretty good where it's at. And what I'm gonna do, don't really need to keep saying it for real. Cause it's just a meter. After you get it right, you can go ahead and take those off. But alright, so I'm gonna close out my 1176. And I almost got it how I want it, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if I add another one. Let's see. Universal audio. Let's go to the pull tech. The EQP 1A. This is one of my favorites. What make it legit is that you can boost the frequency that you want, and at the same time you could cut. So if it's cutting and boosting at the same time, what you're doing is making it cut through the mix. Secret sauce right there. Everybody can tell you that. Maybe I go down to 60, and then I'm just gonna boost. Again, this is all by taste. And then I'm gonna cut. ATTEN means attenuation. Attenuation means cut. I tend to do it around the same, but I still like listen to it a little bit. Yeah, and that's all I do. Keep it simple, you know what I mean? And to make sure I'm not clipping, again, I'm going to my volume, like to my volume meter. See if I can, there you go. It's made by Red Rock. See, but the red light not on though, so a VU meter. All you need to know how to do is how to use these VU meters, man. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pull back on the output, like the mix of the output. I'm just gonna bring it down so it's not too loud. Yeah. And that's all I really do, man. Like, that's my 808. Look, you see my 808? It ain't clipping. It's still it's under 0. And when I move this stuff, like now I could just mess with this. I really probably only go down, cause I like to get a quiet mix, and then I like to bring everything up. But that's how you gain stage, and then that's how you mix it with the gain stage. And if I really want some crazy shit on there, I'll go ahead and put like a distortion on it. So, and again, it don't matter what manufacturer you're using. I got plenty of plugins on here, so I'm pretty sure I can find them everywhere, but I'm just comfortable with the U audio, like how they do things. I know I got a distortion plugin in here called Culture Vulture. Let's throw that on there. Alright, so here's the Culture Vulture. Then I just go to the presets and I keep it simple. Load preset. Like you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, kill yourself to get this sounding real good. Look, like this the very first preset. You hear that? You know what I mean? And I just go through it until I find something I really want. Let's see. Once I get it how I want it, then I'm good. See somebody else. That's a little too much. It'll be great to use some automation on that and get it like that though. Let's see. Turn some of that drive down. Just doing it to taste, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I want it. That's how I want it. So let's play something else. And I literally use the VU meter on everything. I mean everything, bro. Let's see. Kick. That's how I go ahead and do my kick. Go to rack. Let's go to volume. What are the utilities? Red Rock. Volume meter. And look, my kick needs to be gain stage. So I'm gonna come on up here. Bring my kick over here. And I'm gonna simply bring that gain down. I'm just doing it to taste. Don't make this too hard. This is like the easiest part of mixing. And it's simple. I'm just not going over the 0. Trying not to peak on my clipping. Alright. Then I go for this one. I probably go to oh, I got a secret sauce plugin for you on here. Universal Audio. I'm gonna go to a plugin I picked up from another producer. Damn, what's his name? I forget his name, man, but he nice with it. But he talks about this Helio. Universal Audio, Helios type, 69 Legacy. Once I open this plugin, it's real simple what I do with this plugin. I don't like to do a lot of thinking and a lot of engineering and shit. I want to keep it simple. I want to get it done. You feel me? The only thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to boost it right there to the 60. And I don't know if you can hear that, but here go my kick. You hear that? I just bypassed it. Watch this. You can feel that. That's all you gotta do. Something that simple can make it sound that much better. You know what I mean? I just boosted a little bit. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do to it. Get a powerful kick by just doing something that little. That's all I do to my kicks, people. That's all I do. I don't use no EQ, no nothing like that. And like I said, this beat ain't done. We just getting started with it. Let's see. There. Sound like I got it layered. And what I do with that, I'm just gonna go to my rack. Find my volume meter. Like when I'm in Reason, I try to use they stuff, which is like this volume meter. But like if I was in like FL Studio, I probably use Waves VU meter. So if you have that, you good too. You know, you just gotta use what you got. Like you don't have to go out and spend a lot of money trying to get your stuff to sound good. It's gonna sound good, man. Just be confident on how you mix your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna mess with the game, trying to get that snare to pop a little bit. Look where it's hitting at. Look where it's hitting at. You know what I'm saying? Easy. Keep this stuff simple. And I'll go ahead and put it. Might want to do like a, I don't know, like some EQ or something. Let's see. And like I said, you could do exactly what I'm doing with different plugins, man. Like you don't make it hard, man. It ain't hard at all. This is just some of my favorite plugins, so this is what I'm using for this beat right now. And look what I'm doing. I'm going straight to the presets. Look, get some snare presets. Ain't nothing wrong with using presets, man. You want to get this stuff done as quick as possible so you can move on to the next. Kind of like that one. And all they did, like when I use a preset, I always look at what they do. So they brought the low frequency down to 30, and then they boosted it. Then they boosted it all the way up, which is that pop you hear, that crack you hear. They boosted it to a 10, and then they cut it at the same time, so it cut through the mix. Oh, I'm sorry, the bandwidth is just like the Q. Like just think of your Q. Do you want a sharp Q or do you want a broad Q? And they put that at 3, and then they came over here to frequency and went to about 8,000. Yeah. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add another VU meter. Cause see the volume changes once you put an effect on there. So you wanna use this after you use your effects. So volume unit meter. And see, now we're over it. But at first we were right there. You see how when you put a plug-in on, it changes the volume. Alright, I'm gonna delete this one because we don't need it. And I'm gonna come down here, open my plug-in back up, and I'm just gonna bring the output down some. See what I'm saying? Simple. So I'm still getting that effect that I want, but I'm just bringing down the overall output of the volume down, and we're not clipping no more. That's simple. This is how I go about every mix, no matter what program I'm in. So let's see what we got right here. It's probably like a hi-hat. Alright, so here go my it's more like a percussion, but this is what I'm using for my hi-hat. And this, I'll just keep it simple. Put a little filter on it, high pass it. Cause I really need those high frequencies. See what I'm saying? Cut some of that off, cause you don't need all that. Much better. Just clean it up, you know what I mean? Same thing. Well, put your volume meter on it. And look how low it is. You know what I mean? So you know you could bring that gain on up. So here go the gain knob. Just gonna tweak it a little bit. And one thing I realized, you don't really have to have it too high for like the hats or whatever. I normally keep them like around 10. But that's just me. You could do it how you want to do it, however loud you want it. But I know personally I don't really want it too loud. And like with your hats, you could be creative. You could add reverb, you could add distortion or whatever to it. It's really up to you, however you want to do it. You know what, I'm just gonna do it just to do it, to see how it come out. Sometimes I just leave them alone though, cause I try not to do too much with my beats, man. Like when I be adding effects, a lot of times when y'all hear me adding effects, I'm really doing like automation. It's not like I'm just like right now I'm trying to do a tutorial. I just want to try to see how to use like a volume meter to mix. But yeah, like you don't have to do too much, man. We just gonna try some of this stuff out though. We're gonna see what it sounds like. Let's see, man. So you can really fuck with it if you want. And that's cool for me right there. Something slight. And see, we well under 0 on the volume meter, so I'm not even gonna check it again. I know it's not clipping. I could just look at my meter right here, and I'm in the green. And this is what it all comes to. See, I'm clipping on the master, but to stop clipping on the master, all I would do is this. Like I done already bust them out to the drum area. Starting with my bass, I get it where I want. Like normally you want the bass around 15, 10 dB. Now look at my master. My master output's right here. See, we're at about 12. I probably could get some more volume out that bass. Alright, so I got it to 12 to start out the beat. And then I'm simply gonna bring my drums in. Now, honest truth, I think 12 might be too much. Let's see. Let's bring this down. Yeah, you're gonna want this between 15 and 22. Alright, it's about right there. I'm gonna bring the drums in. Then once I got my drums in, I try not to go over about 8. If I feel like it's doing too much, it's going over a little too much, I throw like like a compressor on it. Cause a compressor is simply like, it's just squashing the sound. It's like a leveler. So I get it about right there. I'll turn down my let me turn them heads down. Just easy, man. Keep this shit simple, man. Trust me. And for real, we just start going to our instruments. Save what we got. And see, I normally don't mix in Reason because like when you're using like a lot of plugins and stuff, it start cutting the audio out. Pretty sure y'all hear that. But simple though, like I told you, it don't matter what program you use. Alright, let's go right here. Gonna get these straight. As you can see, I done already bust them out to an instrument track. Here go my sounds right here. Like these ones back here is just what I started with, like when I was using like the MIDI or whatever. That's what I started with. So these are the same sounds, but they all going in here. And one thing I always do with my instruments, I'll go ahead and throw this, hopefully this ain't too many plugins for a reason. Let's see. My U audio. I'll go ahead and go with like the API EQ. I wanna say it's this one. Nah, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Alright, so it's the 560, like the API 560 I'll go with. And reason why, it's very precise with where I'm cutting certain frequencies. My bad, I gotta get to the plugin. It's the 560. I don't know if y'all seen this before, but you don't have to have the exact plugin again. Like whatever you got, it's probably gonna look similar to this. Me, I like to use a lot of analog plugins. That's why I go with U audio. But I'll simply just start cutting shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need all these lows on the sound. I'll probably even bring this down a little bit. 250. Like right here is just your frequencies. Let's see. I know my snare hitting about 4K, about 8. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this to overpower it. I don't want none of my sounds like to really overpower nothing. You know what I mean? I want to be able to hear my drums when they playing. But yeah, I'll go ahead and do something like this. You know what I'm saying? I cut 125, 63, 31 all the way out. I done brought this halfway at what, like 250. I know at 1K they gonna have a lot of power in them. You know what I mean? Like just something light. You know what I mean? All right, let's go to this sound. Go ahead and grab us a volume meter. And it's the same process, you feel me? Same shit. I'm just looking at where the sound is hitting at. And then I'll throw like a filter on it. You hear that? Just a high pass filter. Let's see. Put it about 160. Alright. Next instrument, same process. I got the strings. Let's go right here. little volume meter. And as you get used to doing this, man, it's gonna be nothing, man. You know what I mean? Stuff is easy, man. The key to making hot beats is just being creative, you know? So I see where things is hitting at. Mess with the gain a little bit. Don't let anything clip unless you're doing it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get the distortion. If that's what you aiming for, then yeah, you let it clip. And that's just the main thing. So I got my gain where I want it. Let's take it long. Ain't no need to use no processing on that. Like when you finish doing what you're doing, you go ahead and you take those off, man. Just keep everything neat, you know what I'm saying? Back to my strings. I don't really want to do nothing spectacular to it yet. I just go ahead and put some filters on it too. And if you want to see your last one, you just click this little arrow and go back to the other one. But like I cut at 160. But let me come back to my strings. I don't really want to cut in the same place, cause I want everything to have their own, like their own little space. Right. Let's get this one. So all I'm doing is adding like little filters to it right now. Go down to this one. So we're gonna come over here and go to rack. We'll go ahead and put that little volume meter on it. Alright. See where it's hitting at. Alright, so boost that on up. Don't worry about if it gets too loud. You can bring the volume down later. The main thing is just getting your like the gain right. I'm gonna keep it about right here. Take it off. There's no rules to mixing, but if I did have a rule, it would be gain staging. This is how you gain stage. And if you, like I said, if you ain't sure you put the other EQ high pass filters at, just go back and check them. At 320. One right here. Guess I forgot to do this one. Alright. And they got their own space. That's all I'm worried about. They got their own space right now. Alright, here go my last little sound. Sound like a little whistle type sound. And first we're gonna put a volume unit meter on there. Here go my meter. I'm just gonna mess with the gain. This is what you should be doing no matter what program you're in. You need to mess with your gain before you start like really getting in there. Turn it up. And like, don't worry about the volume right now. Don't worry about how loud it is. You just want to be able to, you know what I'm saying? You want to be able to hear it. And look at all this down here. You don't need none of that high pass filter. Most of the sound is in the high end. I'm cutting all that. I'm cutting all this area out. Alright. Just mix it to taste. Just gonna mix your stuff to taste, you feel me? Do whatever you feel is necessary. Get your volume together. Start paying and stuff. Just take your time with it. But every instrument should have their own space. I'm simply just listening to it and getting it how I like it. Notice my master track is not clipping. Everything's sitting in the mix.